What is up, people? Are you ready to elevate your health game? If so, then listen up. Introducing to you BLCKWAVE Supplements, your go-to destination for holistic supplements that cater to both men and women. Designed to optimize your entire system. Whether you're looking to enhance focus, libido support, or to revitalize your overall well-being, BLCKWAVE has got you covered. Head to their website, www.blckwave.com, and try their wide range of holistic supplements, ranging from their 2 flagship products, their cognitive support, Brain Force 1, designed to help skyrocket your focus as your productivity goes through the roof, and their male libido support supplement, Alpha Male, Male Enhancement, designed to help you unleash your inner beast. Ladies, do you also want to reignite some heat back into the relationship? Well, BLCKWAVE also offers horny goat weed to ignite your passion and help enhance your libido. And here's the cherry on top. Use my promo code WAVE20 at the checkout for an exclusive 20% off your purchase on the website. So what are you waiting for? Join the BLCKWAVE revolution today. Are you sick of scouring the hub looking for something authentic? Well, MyOF has exactly what you're looking for. Real girls having a real good time. Exclusive behind the scenes, 50% off your first month, and over 100 videos ready to watch on the feed as part of your subscription. With weekly new releases from both homegrown Australian talent and overseas professionals you know and love. It's an amateur's paradise. Go check out the website in my bio and follow the links to the Apollo Show X. Wanted to see me, myself, and my D? Same website in bio, but look for the Apollo Show solo. Enjoy, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Apollo Show. I'm your host, Apollo, and I'm here with the beautiful Asian princess, the Luna Luxe. How you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for coming.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
We're currently in LA, but
Yes.
you're not from here either.
No.
No, where are you from?
So I grew up in Montreal, but I live in Florida, so South Florida.
How long have you been in Florida for?
About almost 5 years now. Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're like proper resident.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you ever go to Miami?
I do. I feel like for work a lot. I do. I definitely do. But I try not to because it's so busy and like I don't know. It's just crazy. I like.
LA.
Yeah. I'm at Hollywood, Florida. It's just more like quiet, you know.
More quiet.
Yeah. There's this basically just like a lot of old people. So I feel like.
Right. Do you find where you're from has a big community of creators, or do you mostly have to go to
yeah.
Miami
I definitely
for
have to
that?
go far, but it's
Yeah.
okay. I don't really mind. I Uber, so I just be listening to my music or
Yep.
like stuff I need to do on my phone. So I feel like I just stay productive and like it's okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
And sorry.
No, it's fine. What were you
I
gonna
just
say?
like to mentally prepare, like also going to work. So I kind of like having those like 40 minutes or like just to kind of get to where I need to be.
That's so true, because you do need to either switch it on, or we usually have social media stuff to do on our phones.
Right.
The beauty of, I guess, our job is that you can literally do it anywhere from the palm of your hand, unless it's the actual physical video making, which is like, what percentage would you say making actual videos with the camera on for anything other than like just the sex stuff? How much is that? How much is that the job? 10%? 15%?
Right.
You know what I mean?
20 max, right.
Yeah, and then the rest of the time is like editing, chopping, posting, thinking of things to post.
Yes.
And part of that is getting your head right, because like any performance, when I used to do, like in high school, I used to do a lot of like theatre and drama, and I used to really enjoy that. And I think that's why like being in front of the camera and doing all the TikTok stuff was always fun for me, because it kind of fell into what I used to enjoy as a kid. But
100%. I love that.
Yeah. So,
I always said I was like an in the closet theater kid. I was always too scared to do it, but I always wanted to do it so bad. But I was
And now look at you.
Right. No, I was like, if you met me 3 years ago, I would have been mute. Like I was super shy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
No, I swear, I'm super shy. I still have extreme social anxiety, but I was a server, so being forced to talk to strangers for 9 hours kind of like
that'll do it.
Push you to, learn how to talk. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
that makes sense. When you're thrust into an environment where everyone's trying to talk to you, you're like, well, I either sink or swim here.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it's just kind of like pushed it, and like so before I was a server, I couldn't even order my own food.
Really?
Yeah. Like it was that bad. It was really shy. If like I wasn't extremely comfortable with you, then I wasn't talking. But when I was comfortable, like then I was the chatterbox came out. I've always been very talkative and stuff. So.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's everyone to an extent. Like, you need to warm up to become your, like, to see if you can be your real you.
Feel the vibes, you know?
Yeah,
I'm also, like, a very observant person. I like to observe people before kind of really interacting and just, like, because people's body language, how people talk about themselves, how people talk about other people will tell you a lot about a person.
Definitely.
You know? So it's, like, I always, like, just be careful, you know? You never know who you're going to interact with.
So how long have you been doing OnlyFans itself? Like, how long have you been actually making videos? Like, porn videos?
I started my OnlyFans actually, like, kind of right when I started porn. I thought about doing it before, but I was always, like, really scared. And I started porn doing extra work, so I don't know, I was still a little bit scared, you know, having
That's so sorry to cut you off. That's so interesting to me that you started your porn career as an extra, doing nothing to do with porn on set.
Right. Actually, well, my first one, I did do a sextra position because the porn star was a sound girl.
Did you say sextra?
Yeah. That's like when you're not doing sex, but you're doing some form of kind of, well, I didn't really, I basically, like, if you imagine you're sitting there with your pants on, I'm naked, and I'm just, like, pretending to have sex, but, like, because it's just softcore stuff from, like, torso up, so that's all I did.
Oh, true.
Yeah, they just needed a fake porn star, and they, like, saw me, they never met me before, and they were like, I guess I kind of had a look, and they were like, can you blah, 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 and I was like, fuck yeah, like, I love that, that's so fun.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know I was going on a porn set that day, so I was, like, crazy, and then,
So, hang on, so I always find this very interesting, because I think you're the second girl that I've interviewed who said that basically they went to this shoot that they didn't know was a porn shoot, that it turned into a porn shoot. Like, did they not say, FYI?
Well, people say shoots, but, like, if thinking in my when I was the civilian brain, I was like, shoot to me was a photo shoot.
Yes.
You know, now if someone says shoot to me, my automatic thought is going to be a video shoot.
Yeah,
so, like,
right.
I assumed I thought it was just a nude photo shoot, which I'm very comfortable naked, so I didn't really care. I was
Cool, great, awesome. So you were a extra most of the time and a sextra sometimes.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that there would be extra work in, like, a Brazzers /
like all those people, all
all
those people that are, like, in the background, like, maybe being like, or, like, you know, that aren't doing sex, that those are extras. Like, so I'm definitely, like, you could definitely see my face in some backgrounds of some videos.
That's so funny. There you go. I didn't even think of that. That's great. And what a great way to get introduced to the industry. Well, and, like, you had your own pace to get in it, I guess.
Exactly. I feel like that's the best way, honestly, because I feel like it didn't come from a place of, you know, just, like, not knowing what I was doing. I knew exactly how long I'd be on set. I knew the people, like, the first people I worked with, my first video, I had been an extra for them. They knew me already by my real name. So it's, like, I felt way more comfortable than just a bunch of strangers, like, not knowing anybody. I can't really imagine. I also started when I was 21, so, like, you know, I feel like, you know, starting younger, I just can't imagine just not knowing anybody and, like, not knowing what I have to do, or just, it's a lot. It's not something that's easy, you know, it looks beautiful and the end result's great, but, you know, it's a ride, it's not, you know. And it's good, I feel like, to make sure to observe something and understand if you can handle it versus just, like, doing it. And
yeah, you know, I agree. That would be the most easy way to get into it, but
sometimes it just happens.
Well, I mean, for me, I don't really. If I ever do pro, I'll have no choice but to just go straight in and see if it works.
But you know people in the industry, so it's not complete. You know, straight. You know, I feel like just like I couldn't imagine myself just, like, starting and not knowing anybody or what I'd have to do, or, like, you know, it's also, I feel like, good to just, I like being prepared to when I do things, so I feel like I like that better, just me personally.
Oh, definitely. I think, well, me too. I think preparation is key, and it doesn't matter who you are.
Mr. Virgo.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are, like, some preparation time and being used to the environment and knowing the people you're working with makes such a difference. And it doesn't even matter if it's to do with, like, shooting porn. It could be to do with, like, just being in a new working environment.
Right.
Learning the ropes anywhere is uncomfortable enough.
100%. And just making sure that you understand, like, the because it's kind of like the same process, just different people and different set.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, you know, the same formula. So, like, you know, now it's just, like, muscle memory.
How long does a shoot usually last for you?
So I've done shoots where, like, there's some directors you could be out in, like, 2 hours. I've done one, I think the shortest one I ever did was, 2 hours. And then, like, Brazzers, I only done one Brazzers video, but I was on set, I think, 10 hours. So, like, some of them could be, like, really long, right? I know, like, Vixen shoots are very long, too. But I don't really mind, because it's, like, you know, you're getting your makeup and hair done, picking wardrobe, and, like, you know, you're doing kind of that stuff, paperwork. So it's not really, like, anything, like, you know, mostly on my phone or like, you know, or just like, I also love watching the behind the scenes and the setting up of things. And
are you allowed to make your own little videos of behind the scenes, or are they like strictly no phones on set?
It depends what company, but you definitely can. I feel like for your Instagram, if you tag the company and stuff, like if it's for that, they'll allow you, but not to sell on your OnlyFans. Like companies
gotcha.
will like, they'll like go on your OnlyFans and and then like no, so none of that.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I think it's good for the companies if you are like, yeah, guys, if as long as it's not explicit, and good.
Or for Twitter, they don't mind explicit stuff. Like you can post like you know, like just like after set or like just like tag, as long as you tag the companies, they don't care.
Yep. Well, handy because people like normal people would be very interested in that.
Right.
So like while you're there getting paid, may as well
or just advertises the scene. It gets people like excited, you know. So it's.
End of the day, like for you to get rebooked, you want to be doing as much as possible to build their
100%.
brand. But the beauty is that the more you do to build their brand, also it's literally you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and their platform is a lot bigger than yours.
Right.
So I mean, if you really bend over backwards to make some creative reels every time you do it, and if you're tagging them and making them a collaborator, and Brazzers collaborates with you or something like that, you could be looking at like millions of views on your socials, as well as building a really good relationship with these
100%.
companies. Yeah, it's a real, like you really shoot yourself in the foot if you get like egotistical about like the promotion, doing the extra work with the social media, because it is only going to benefit you to 100%. Do, and it is only going to not benefit you if you choose to put your foot down and don't, and be like lazy with it.
Right, 100%. And like it's also just kind of like I look at it as like a free ad, like, or not free, but like free as in they're also paying you. You know, because it's like you're doing a video, you're getting all of the, like what you said, their views from their platform, like all those videos I get tagged. I'm at almost 7 million views on Pornhub. So like but that's all. I haven't posted a video on Pornhub. That's all from being tagged. So that's all advertisement from anyone who's ever posted me, you know, so that gets traffic to my OnlyFans and my social media. And
it really is a comparable social media. It's just explicit.
100%.
Like if you pop off on Pornhub, you are getting some great transfer with a very direct marketing ploy. They're like, oh, I know exactly what she does.
100%.
You know, she's fucking. Right. And she has an OnlyFans. Great.
Or just like, you know, a lot of people, I feel like Instagram, it's harder to know people from Instagram sometimes, but I feel like Pornhub, like people will, I don't know, you porn stars hear a lot, I've seen your face somewhere. So I feel like when you get like, I've been on the main page a couple times, and like those where I feel like I had my friends telling me like, oh, guess who I saw on blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, so it's like crazy.
The thing is, if I find someone that I really like, I'm like their style, see how they fucking, I'm like, just they go hard. I'll definitely binge watch their channel. Like, I'll definitely just be like, let's see what else they got.
Right.
And I'll watch like 7 of their videos in a row while just fucking jerking off. You know, it just is what it is. So, I mean, I can see how it would be very, very beneficial to get a catalogue of your stuff on there.
100%.
Which I'm in the process of doing right now, because if I can get like 5 to 10 really quality 10-minute videos with my OnlyFans handle at the start, OnlyFans handle at the end, and a really solid video in the middle. Right. You're going to get so many people just binge 100%. Watch those 10 videos.
So like the trick is you need like 14 minutes to be on the main page.
Was it 14 now?
Yeah.
I thought it was over 10.
No, it's 14.
Fuck. Yeah. Thank you for the info.
No, you're good. And then so you want to do like the first, 9 minutes of like maybe you playing with her pussy or BJ or like, and then you do, that's the little like.
So what I've been doing, a really cool, it helps that I've been working with people who are used to doing it. Right. Like Sarah Arabic, who does Brazzers like all the time. Effie Cutie from Canada. They're like very good at improvising. So I was just like, here's the premise. You're going to pretend you're the Airbnb host and you're bringing these waters in because it's a hot day outside. Right. But with someone like that, we were just talking back and forth for 5-6 minutes. Yeah. And just like escalating it in a funny way. Like it was great. And it didn't even take that much time. I used to think I would have to like write a script. Right. But now I'm like.
No, just I feel like the best, like on set, I don't like when there's like scripted lines. I like when it's more of like, improv, like you get the gist of what's gonna go, Yep. The story, and then you just kind of pretend. Cause that's what helps me kind of stay in characters. I really just pretend that's what's going on. Like, you just really
Great.
imagine it like that's like, I'm doing this and this is what's going on. And I just talk of what I would say as if that was going on. And like, you know, or
It
like,
is literally a improvisation.
Yes. It just comes more naturally.
Yeah,
Because when
like-
you're doing a script, you're like, or like, you know, I don't know, I have a bad memory. So I feel like when it's more natural, it just looks more.
I agree.
Like, I'm not there like thinking.
It's much better working to a premise as like being like, you're the stepdaughter and I'm the stepdad and you were just making your bed.
Right.
Whatever. And that's what's going to go from there. So I find that to be so much easier. But I started doing that, but I'm going to have to do more time now because I was like timing my videos like 10 and a half minutes.
Right.
15 minutes is the key.
So yeah, I like always, or I like. I
God
like
damn,
seeing,
that's going to be like a full, like that's almost like a full like thing. Like I would have to
Right.
make like a pretty serious role play to get 10 minutes in.
Right, or I mean, yeah, true. I guess maybe like, you know what, maybe, or just like add just, you know, a little extra stuff to each part, like just making the cut longer, you know? That like might help add a couple time, but...
Yeah, that's right. We're trying to skim you guys. We're not giving you 15 minutes of free porn, you fucks.
Right, no, it's just like a trailer for, you know where to go find the full video.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, but I think
What's free nowadays?
Nothing's free.
Nothing's free. Everything is a subscription. There's a song, I like love Suicide Boys, and they had in their album with the song, it was like the light at the end of the tunnel for $9.99 a month. And I love that because like literally everything is a subscription.
Yeah.
And like it's selling you like your life is gonna be better with this Netflix subscription or this da-da-da. You're like advertising something, and it's like I just thought that song name was just really deep.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I was like, damn, like, it is, it's so crazy. I'm like, this is woke,
everyone's got their fucking
fuck.
finger, everyone's got their hand out. I even went over a certain amount of storage on my just like Hotmail account. And they're
I
like,
haven't heard Hotmail in so long.
Right? That's how long I've had it for. So literally,
like my mom's the only one I think I know with that.
There it is. That's right. So why the fuck are they charging me for extra storage now on a subscription? These fucking
You're
cunts.
hilarious. Fuck that.
Fuck you, Hotmail. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, cool. So it sounds like you've had like a good introduction into the industry. Like you've only been doing it for under a year, is that right?
Yeah, 9 months. We're 9 months this month, so.
Brilliant.
But I've got, like, I've met a lot of like really cool people that, I just like, I put my best foot forward. I'm very genuine on set, and I'm just very, like a bubbly, nice person. And so, I'm like happy with, the people that I met and I've networked and made really good relationships with, or J-Max, someone I'm very close with.
Legend.
So like, he's amazing. I literally adore him so much, and his wife is also so amazing. She's amazing. I love her. I met her at Exotica, or like the after party. They were super sweet. But yeah, and like just like, like that, it helps a lot too, knowing those people and them liking you, because it makes people want to recommend you to other companies. And like, so I've definitely, got a lot of work from that. And I've just made a lot of really good friends. There's a lot of weird people in any industry you work in, but you fish out those good people and you stick with them. And I've definitely found my people, so. That's
so good, and so good to do early, because like you say, there are a lot of like weirdos in normal industries, and there's even more in our industry. Like the amount of dudes trying to be like male creators, and they've got like 20 followers, or even ones that are established, just being weird over time. Like I think finding like your group of people, especially as a girl, you probably don't need to do the variety as a man would.
Right.
Like, because guys are coming to my OnlyFans to see you, essentially, to see the girls, see a catalog. It's like turns into like a porn channel for the girls, Right. Whereas you could fuck 3, 4 dudes, 5 dudes on your OnlyFans and make them really good scenes, and people would just be like, yeah, great.
Right.
Another J-Mac video. Fuck yeah, let's go again. Another J-Mac, another J-Mac, whatever. So, because they're there to see you also, is my point. So yeah, that's fucking awesome.
This episode brought to you by BLCKWAVE Supplements. Go to their website, www.blckwave.com, and get the best supplements known to man.
And do you do pro in Florida, or do you save that all for here when you come to LA?
So I actually haven't shot that much in LA. I've done a couple shoots. My last time I was here, this is kind of really my second LA trip. It's really my third, but my first one I don't really count because I left. I was only here 3 days. I was supposed to be here 2 weeks, and I had a panic attack and I went home.
Oh no.
But it was my first month in the industry. I got a lot of really bad advice. I didn't know where I was staying, and I just didn't know anybody, and I was like, I need to go home. I just moved into my apartment. It was a really stressful time. But my last trip went super well, and I did shoot a lot. This trip was a little slow. It's a little slow right now, I feel like, with the summer and everything. But yeah, so mostly I've filmed like 120 pro scenes in Miami. Oh, I added a couple, like I've done like, let's say 6 scenes in LA. And then the rest were just, Miami. But so I feel like I'm not really getting work there right now because I'm kind of outshot. Like I've done so many videos. But that's really good for 9 months because I've heard other people and they, haven't done as many.
That's volume. So. That's some good volume right there.
But it's also just like people, like I said, I'm very easygoing. Like I don't know, with me all day. I feel like I'm very go with the flow.
You've been great.
Like I'm very, kind of do what I'm told and very, just want to get it done. I always, try my best in everything that I do, and I feel like that really shows.
You're very easy to shoot with. That was like very easy. Like
Thank you.
You knew exactly what to do, what positions to be in.
Perfect.
You opened your hips up to the cameras. Half of the battle, I think, when I'm working with new girls is that they accidentally put their hand in the way of the action, or they tilt their hips down and then you can't see the insertion. Like, you can tell girls and dudes, I'm sure, you can tell who've done it for long enough because you get the film back and you're like, oh, I can actually see what's going on in this.
Right.
Because they're doing a almost uncomfortable position to try get there. You know what I mean?
So I feel like it's good to, have the mix of, enjoying it and it's also work. Because I feel like you can get, sometimes I get kind of like dickmatized.
Dickmatized?
So where it's just like, it feels so good to you, you just kind of get lost in the sauce. But
lost in the sauce. Yeah, that's never heard that before. I'm using that for sure.
So it's, you need to, I feel like every time, even when I notice that I'm just, enjoying it a little bit too much, I need to always just check back with myself and make sure that, I'm angled the right way and that, I'm arching are just like little things that's super tedious, or at least, I just hold myself to a certain standard, and I love watching back my stuff and being like, wow, like I did that, or that was, or I hate looking back and being like, I could have arched my back more, or I could have did this, I could have, and so I feel like, because I'm so self-critical, I'm very much a perfectionist in what I do, so I try my best.
Unfortunately, I feel like the best artists in the world are super self-critical. Nothing is ever good enough. And to the outside world, it looks fucking amazing. Right.
You can, I feel like, we're always our own worst critic.
It's a curse and a blessing for sure.
Yeah. I feel like, but I feel like it wouldn't be as good if, we didn't hold ourselves to that standard, than if we
correct, because you're constantly tweaking. You're constantly next time, I'll put the camera a little closer and turn to the side a bit more so I can see more dick, whatever. Right. It's so good. I think that's how you have to be to stay at the top. There's a reason why a lot of people who are really good at what they do in entertainment are at the top, because not a lot of them are just they're not working. All the people at the top now are working their fucking ass off.
That part. Yeah. It's definitely because everything's always forever moving. Life doesn't stop no matter what. Just because something blew up doesn't mean that, okay, life's going to be like that forever. You have to keep...
I saw a video of that Hawk Tour girl.
Yeah, that's...
I literally saw a video of her today, and it was sent to me by my friend, and it was the crowd, people, they called her onto this stage to introduce a fucking musician, and no one cheered. She was let's go, everyone, and literally... crickets.
Yeah,
I was damn, your 15 minutes is up. And that was a little bit longer than 15.
Right. But so I feel like in the meme world, it was such an upsetting meme. I don't think it was that funny. But I did make a really funny video that was I was just copying everything I did, and then I was with my boyfriend, and I was he kept getting mad that he kept watching me copying everything that I did, and then he was saw me grab my phone and go on TikTok, and he started leaving, and then he heard the hut tut, and then he went, so if there was a door, and he went or I guess this way, he just went all the way back, wait, what? So I think that was funny, but yeah, I didn't really enjoy that meme. I don't really think it was, I think it was funny for the first time I watched it. Yeah. And then it wasn't funny after that.
Yeah, I don't know why the Hawk Tour girl kicked off so hard.
Yeah, no, she was hosting a dare. I'm dude, be fucking for real. Are you, no way. I just was so baffled. I was that's not, whoever marketed that they weren't doing, that wasn't their big one.
Yeah, well, that was pretty crazy.
There's so many better people they could have got in Florida.
Agreed. Agreed.
Anybody else, really?
Yeah,
anybody.
For real. It's such a weird thing, but it's weird how the internet will blow things up like that.
Right.
Because there's literally no telling what's going to pop off and why.
Right, it's literally anything, and it like literally can be anything.
Some of the most like viral shit, you're like, I would never have thought that would go viral in a million years.
Right, or I hate when I like thought of something and then I see it like a while later on social media, and I'm like, and that shit blew up, and I'm like, I could have made that, but I didn't think it was like, you know. So just sometimes taking that, you only miss opportunities that you don't take. So like now I feel like porn has also taught me to like just kind of like when I have an idea to do something.
Have you seen that Spanish guy? He walks through like a shopping mall and he asks, he goes, English or Spanish?
Wait, so you know my 9-year-old brother was the first person who fucking told me about that. He asked me that on the phone and I was like, what?
You're like, what?
But no,
he's like, next person to move is gay. You seen that?
Yeah, no, so yeah, I knew it now, but I didn't, like when he said it to me, how did my 9-year-old brother know that before me? Now I feel old.
Honestly,
and I'm young.
It is. Like,
I could only have bought alcohol for less than 2 years.
That is crazy. How old are you?
22.
22. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, something like that idea is genius.
Right. No, that's way funnier than hot tip.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I don't,
Totally. Like, that guy deserves an actual award.
Right. No, that's hilarious.
Because it's harmless, hilarious, and acts on like dudes being just dudes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And it is just funny how like everyone actually does respond and freeze in public.
Right.
My favorite ones are those when they have their girlfriend with them.
Right.
And the girlfriend's like, just like, yeah, what the hell is this? And then she notices the guy's totally frozen and then just starts losing it. They're my favorite. But the ideas are out there. But I always get so annoyed when I see something simple like that and I'm like, damn it!
Like it was so simple.
So simple. Right. Exactly. It's right in front of my face. Right. But yeah, have you been like viral for anything crazy? Anything exciting? You ever made like world news?
I don't think so, but I did do like a reel with Kelsey Monroe and Mandy Waters, which it's on their pages, but it was on my page before it got deleted. But yeah, it was just like basically like we're corn stars, and like we're like.
Oh, the one where you're walking next to each other.
Yeah, and then we're like we're corn stars. Like of course I didn't pay for my ticket, my fans did, or like just stupid shit like that. Like we just were going through the amusement park saying like funny shit, and I did J-Mac's birthday collab. That the one on Twitter at least got like over a million views.
What was
that
the Twitter
crazy.
Collab?
It was with me. This girl Egypt, Kelsey Monroe. I forgot this other girl's name.
So it was like a 5-on-1 or 4-on-1?
Yeah, no, it was 5 girls and J-Mac.
Yeah,
so he had like this birthday cake and we were all there and then we all got like super nasty. It was great. And then Kelsey Monroe told me that I ate her pussy the best. And that's a big compliment.
Big compliment.
Thank you.
Fucking hell.
Really
Congratulations.
Big compliment. So, thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey.
No, but yeah, she's one of my close friends. I love her so much. But yeah, we met that day, so it was super cool. But yeah, so that went pretty viral. But I think that's all that comes to mind.
What are your main platforms to promote? Like, what do you like to use the best?
It used to be Instagram before my Instagram got deleted. It just kind of like
Meta.
Right, because I'm just like now I'm like I don't know, but yeah, I like Twitter now way better because I feel like I can really just post whatever I want. But I feel like sometimes I like having the 4 pictures, but you have to crop them a certain way for them to like, because it doesn't show the whole pictures.
Yeah.
So I feel like Twitter's a little harder to make it like a super aesthetic post unless you're just posting one picture, like, because then it's the whole picture. But I also kind of like having the 4 different pictures, like, and then like I like having like one, like this one and this picture will like kind of match.
Thinking about how it looks too much.
Right. Yeah.
People can click into the post and see all 4 of them.
Right. I just like I'm very into aesthetics.
It's so interesting because I always find it interesting when I meet people who they're like, can you post after I post my next post because I'm trying to do every 3rd post to be a reel, and I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Yes, I can do that, but I just don't. I don't think it actually helps the brand at all. Do you?
Wait, I blanked. Can you repeat it? I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, do you find there's more engagement when you set your page out aesthetically? So, for example,
yeah, definitely.
Those
I feel like
four photos. Have you tried posting just normally 4 photos as opposed to the way you're talking about them looking?
I mostly just do the 4 photos unless I'm posting a video. Then I'll usually just post the video.
Yeah.
But I really think it's more of a me thing too, but I do find that my posts that I have like set them up and where I feel like each picture looks really good without even clicking on them and they each complement each other. Like the one that I have pinned is at, I don't remember how much, I think it's at like almost 7, or I think like just a little bit over like 700K on it.
Oh,
Because
wow,
I've had
great.
that pin my whole career.
Yeah,
like
nice.
yeah, so like I just feel like if it's more aesthetically pleasing, people are gonna like it.
I agree, actually.
So
I agree.
like you can tell if you just put more, like the more, like we were talking about, the more effort you put into something, the better it's gonna look and the better it's gonna do and the better it's gonna be. Because I feel like the details are what makes something the way that it is.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Well, I definitely agree. Twitter is a friggin' awesome platform.
Because you can
to
really
promote
post
what we do.
whatever. Like how do people even get to spend it? I see people get to spend it and I'm like, what?
Usually, in my experience with sex workers, it is that they are posting explicit or almost explicit. Like I was in Speedos in my profile picture or the banner, because the profile and the banner are the only things that you can see from a public profile. So when you set your Twitter to adult only, they can still see your profile and your banner. So those actually in the guidelines have to be PG. So I'm fully clothed in my Twitter. And I used to be in Speedos at the beach. I was in the water. And it was like explicit, sexually explicit, strike against my account.
It's because you're good looking.
Must be. Well, yeah, must be, because I got fucked up by that. But I think that is the only thing you have to really worry about. But that's how people get banned. Also, if you're a full service, like a few girls back home are full service, and they were, I think, advertising like meets on through that, and like putting their number up, or maybe they had like the link to their agency where they do full service. I don't know. Like I think anywhere where you advertise that stuff, they're literally get the fuck out of here. But
like I think
porn seems to be okay.
No, I think on my Instagram I did, like when I changed agencies, I took them out of my bio and I put personal bookings, but that was for like porn, not like full service. It wasn't for that at all. So, but yeah, so I think that's also what kind of probably got my account. Yeah, like it was already kind of flying, and I think that was what like.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't put any, like I literally just leave it all like inconspicuous. It's at this point.
Well, I didn't even know it was bad to, like I didn't know I couldn't, you know.
At this point, like I think everyone, if there's any confusion out there, just don't mention what we do at all. Like just don't fucking mention it.
Right. Like just keep it on the wraps on Twitter.
Unless
or
it's on Twitter, like showing porn clips, which shows what you do, or on Reddit. Do you use Reddit?
I don't. I should though.
Should. That is like Twitter. Fire. I use my adult platforms that I use are Reddit, Twitter, and FetLife.
What's FetLife?
It's basically Twitter, but like the less views version of it. But if you've got something to post on Twitter, to me it takes me 2 seconds to open up FetLife, repost on FetLife, because then you've got 2 platforms with the same.
Or just like.
Because otherwise you're just using that content for one thing. But same with Reddit. Like I'll cut a piece of like explicit content, 5 seconds, put it on Twitter, put it on FetLife, put it on 15 Reddit subreddits.
And I feel like they could probably all like rotate at which one will do better, and you just never know. So you post them on all that's super smart.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure one could blow up on Twitter, and then one could blow up on the other one, and you wouldn't know. But it could be just different videos that just do better on different platforms.
I literally have to keep throwing as much as possible out there, because I wish I had, and I will have eventually, but I don't have the pro bookings where I'm just ending up on Pornhub, and those are getting mass views on browsers and things like that. Because if you had that as well, like imagine if you did like all the, like I'm like the opposite, where I'm like living in Australia, which is nothing going on porn-wise.
Really?
Not pro, like nothing that's like, no one anywhere is searching Australian pornos. You know what I mean? Like just, it's not, I mean Angela White's Australian, but she does, but she does it over here.
I mean, I have to say, I have always wanted to fuck someone with an Australian accent.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's really hot.
Fuck yeah, well today was your lucky day.
No, it really was.
I knew you looked like you were having a good time.
I really was.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, so I could definitely see her. Ever since I was younger, I just always had a thing for Australian accents. I don't know, I just was like, I had this one, I grew up in Montreal. I was on the metro one time and I think I bumped into someone or I almost fell and he kind of caught me. And he was like, oh, sorry, love, da-da-da, or like something darling, or I don't remember what he said. I was so young.
Classic
but I just remember being
movie.
like, like, and I was like, for like the whole bus ride, or the metro ride, but
Did you get his number at least?
Huh?
How old are you?
No, I was young. He was definitely not in my age.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah, no, I was only like 15, but I was just like head over heels.
That's so
but yeah,
funny.
I feel like, but growing in Montreal, I didn't really run into too many people with an Australian accent. But I just remember when he opened his mouth, I was like, or just like anyone or like actors and stuff, I just always was like, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
right
It was always
on.
my favorite accent. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like I like it.
Well, great. Well, thanks for coming.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Let's talk about today. That was so hot.
No, it was amazing. Like, I love how you grabbed me and smacked me and it was choking me and it was great.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Definitely saw stars. Like, definitely.
You're incredible. Like,
Thank
I was
you.
saying before, like, for such a small girl, like, just to give people some perspective who are just listening, you're like, probably shorter than, like, you're probably like 5 foot, 5'1".
I'm exactly 5 foot. Yeah.
Exactly 5 foot. There you go. So you're 5 foot and like very, very small.
Yes.
And she was able to take my dick all the way to the balls. Like, incredible, incredible. So
Thank you.
yeah, very impressive.
Thank you.
I think that's going to be like a really aesthetically pleasing scene. for
Definitely the
everyone.
chemistry was there. I feel like people that go to the gym have like tighter pussies. Like, I swear, like, this is my theory.
Not wrong about that.
Because like you're constantly squeezing, or like when I'm doing like hip thrusts and stuff, like
Yeah.
I used to be like 2 months ago I was able to do like 6 plates total. Now I could just do 245 with 25 on either side.
But doing them like right.
Yeah, but just so like, you know, when you just squeeze and I do my sets where I'll do like, depending, I'll probably do like 6 and then I hold it for 10 seconds. Because it's that squeezing,
yeah,
like
of
you
course.
squeezing as hard as you can is like, because when you're working on and when you're squishing like that, it's so when you're not flexing, it looks good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's how you grow.
100%.
That's how you get the glutes going.
Right. So that's my favorite exercise. But it always takes me out.
When you came before, I felt like you were literally squeezing my dick. Like, there's literally, like, you were just.
Well, I do a lot of Kegels. Like, I'll literally do Kegels like my Ubers.
You were Kegeling the shit out of my dick. It was amazing.
But I like love that. I remember the first time I thought like I did that one time and I was like, oh. And then I got a really good reaction out of it and I was like, oh.
You're like, hold on.
I was like, wait, I think I just figured out. Okay, right.
Here.
And so I remember even one time, like, you know, like, where, I don't know if you know, but when you're on set and people get like their periods, you could put a sponge.
Yes.
Like, so my second video, I got my period. I remember telling the director like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I fucked up the video. And he's like, no, it's okay. Like,
just put this
so,
in.
right. So I didn't know that was it, you know. And then, but this one time I was on set and I got called, like it was a cancellation, and I came in really last minute and I was working that day. And then I started bleeding a little bit, so they just put a sponge in for like the ending of the video. So it was only in for like 3 hours. But I basically went home and I was on the phone and I was like, I didn't ask anybody to take it out. I have really small, tiny hands, fingers, and my acrylic nails are like slippery, so I can't really like grab it. Or like I don't know, it feels the same to me.
I've had to take
like,
a few sponges out.
I don't know,
time.
I can't feel the I don't know, I don't want to hurt my, I just rather someone else do it. And I was like, I called, you know, the director, the producer, and I was like, oh my God, like, you know, because he's a friend of mine. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot to take out the sponge, and I was freaking out because I'm a very healthy person.
And you're not allowed to keep them in there. You've got to get them out.
Like, I'm not gonna do that to my body. And he was saying like, oh, you know, come back tomorrow. Everyone will be back at work tomorrow. And I'm like, you think I'm gonna sleep? I'm going to the hospital before I wait until tomorrow. That's crazy. Yeah. And then, so I basically called a talent, and he wound up driving 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back home to get it out. But my friend, before I called that talent, I asked my best friend. She was on the way to my house, and I was like, you're gonna have to try to get this out of me, like, because I'm really gonna have a panic attack right now.
Yeah.
And I remember when she put in her finger, she was like, damn, like she's like, you know, my pussy's tight, but your pussy's like tight. So
yeah.
Thank you. She couldn't get it out, but you know, he came and he got it out, and it was great, and I'm really thankful. That was really nice.
Can confirm, super tight pussy.
Period.
But
love that.
I've had to take a few sponges out, and I don't know, like it actually increases the sensation for me sometimes because like you'll feel like this like weird fabric like at the end.
Right.
So, but I had to like graze my knob. Like I like finished fucking. I was like, why is my dick sting? And it was almost like a friction burn on the top of my dick. So, like, they're good and bad. But that was one where I obviously was just going for it because I had to, like, she was, like, fully squatted afterwards and I was, like, in there trying to like, get it out of her pussy.
Right.
You know, like the things we do. We're gentlemen here.
100%.
Gentlemen
100%.
over here.
Yeah.
But so good. But it's like...
Yeah. No, it's really convenient because, like, even if, like, because sometimes, you know, stuff happens where you can kind of bleed if, like, it's really big, you know, or just it wasn't looped enough. Like,
I had
it
that
just
happen.
happened.
I literally just had that happen 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I had a girl here, and like we started fucking like not even like started a lot, like maybe like 5 or 6 strokes, and then I was like pulled out to change the angle because it wasn't quite right, and like I noticed I had like blood all over my dick. I was like, "Are you like on your period right now?" She's like, "No, like I'm far away from that." But I think it's just because I've got a thick dick.
You do.
That I just like
That's great.
yeah. Thank you. That I just like must have like created some new room in there, you know. And I think that's just like totally normal, but happens.
100%.
But yeah, I find girls are hornier on their period. So I mean, whenever a girl has her period,
it definitely feels better.
Yeah.
But there's also like blood magic. So like.
What's blood magic?
So like when you fuck a girl on her period, it's like they say that like it's like you guys have like a blood bonding kind of thing where it's like and it's like I think that people that I have fucked on my period, it is way more emotional. Like I don't really know how to explain it, but I do feel
more
like
connected.
Like I feel like there are like exes I have that like maybe I fucked on my period and like they've called me when I'm with someone. Like I haven't been with anyone like long time or like just shit like that. Like just I remember growing up, like just I remember like when I learned about it and I was like, wait a minute, it was like definitely adding up. Or I just feel like people that I fucked on my period,
it's definitely
I feel
more intense.
connected. Yeah,
definitely more intense because I've had sex with plenty of girls on their period. And
oh,
I'm telling
you got a lot.
I got a lot of blood connections over here.
But
I'm gonna call these chicks right now.
Right?
You with someone else?
I just feel like like I definitely believe that it's a different experience. It's just like hormonally. You know?
So I'm not even worried if they're like some dudes are like ew period. I'm like put a sponge in there.
Those
Let's rock
are
and
men.
roll.
Those are boys.
Exactly.
So.
Get a sponge in there and back it on up here. Let's get it.
This girl was telling me, I don't know what they're like. She was just telling me about them. She didn't have the packs, so I didn't see what they looked like. But they're apparently like these little like flat kind of circle things that you can like kind of push up, and I think it bends a little, so it's like kind of like a flat condom almost.
What I've seen is a cup.
Yeah, no, but it's not a cup. It's just like, but it's like I think it goes like it's like a little circle, and then I don't know, something like that. But yeah, that was supposed to be like because the sponges can sometimes I feel like take away the wetness.
Right.
So like she was saying that is an alternative better.
True.
But I haven't used it, so I don't know. But I literally just learned about this before my trip coming here. So I can ask and let you know.
Yeah, please.
Whatever.
I need to know. but like I've only seen people use the cup and the sponge.
Heard. But I don't think I could fuck with the diva. Like, you're talking about a diva cup, right?
It's like looks like a cup with a little like goes down to a
but
point.
doesn't that hurt?
Hurts my dick, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I could. I don't even think I could have.
Her
Really?
ribs, I reckon. Like, that's the thing I had
I reckon. You're so wait, that was so cute, and I love that. No, I'm gonna take that. No, I love that.
Yeah,
I reckon.
but that was like the girl I had to really like fish it out. We spent like 10 minutes. It was like a bonding experience because she's like looking in my eyes, I'm looking at her eyes. I'm like, I'm gonna get this for you, right? And I was like, I can feel it. I can feel it with the tips of my fingers.
I reckon it's right there.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon.
I love that. Wait, that's like my new favorite word. I love words.
Yeah, good. Use it. You do a lot of poetry. I really like that.
Thank you.
Since getting here a couple of hours ago, you've read me a couple of poems.
Yes,
very
yes.
into it.
I feel like my poems are also like my most rawest, deepest emotions. So when I'm getting to know people, I kind of like showing that because it's kind of a way for you to get to know me without really like, well, blah, 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 and this, that, and the fourth.
Oh,
you know, I feel like it's, I just like to share my poems with like genuine people, and I feel like sometimes I like to intuitively pick out poems that I feel like people would resonate with or like something they need to hear or like, yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks for sharing that with me. I liked it.
And I feel like, you were talking about like books or like, you kind of look like you read or like you're also a mentally stimulating person to talk to. So like you're very present and aware and just I figured you would appreciate it.
And I did.
Thank you.
I like talking more in depth with people who do what we do because I think on the outside, everyone looks at our Twitter and they're like, look at these dumb blonde idiots.
Right.
You know, like that seems to be like they don't even have a job, they don't even have education, they don't like have any depth.
Right.
It seems to be the deep. No, definitely not. Like some of the biggest nerds I've ever met are cool people in industry. Right. Like I'm using nerd in a non-derogatory way. Like literally, like some of the smartest and goofiest people
100%.
Are industry people. If you're running like your OnlyFans as a business, it takes a lot of smarts.
Yeah, like
to,
your point name is your brand. Like that's
exactly.
Like think of it like a company. So it's like you have to be really strategic thought and really like detailed and just there's so many aspects to it. If you will lose track of it if you're not on top of it.
Absolutely.
Like in a day, like things could just. Like,
Which is why
Twitter
I love,
fluctuates so easy. Like, you have to constantly be making content all the time, whether you need it
Like
right
a
now or
market in
not.
mind, yeah.
Yeah, like, so you also have to know the business behind it too. So I feel like you need to have brains to do it. And like, yeah, I guess, you know, if you've blown up, maybe you're not the smartest, you could have pay people to do all your stuff. But, you know, I feel like it's also better to do your own stuff so you have control over
I think less
work.
and less though, people are just blowing up and having people do all their stuff
100%,
for them.
because people realize you can do that yourself.
Correct, but also like it's harder to blow up. Like back when TikTok was just becoming established.
Right.
I remember my first account. I could just get hundreds of thousands of views almost every post I did for a period of time, you know, because they're trying to get you.
100%.
Now to get that same kind of, it's just a much less of a percentage of the people using the platform getting those results.
100%.
Yeah. Unreal. So what kind of like split between doing OnlyFans collabs and pro shoots would you say you do? Like in a month. If you do 10 shoots in a month, how many of those are pro? How many of those are collabs?
So I feel like it depends on like what month. Like I feel like porn's super seasonal, you know. But I live like, you know, in Florida, so like the weather there's, you know, pretty much nice all around when it's not raining and stuff. But I feel like when I first started, like, well, I've done 120 pro shoots in the last 9 months. Well, I'd say I've only done one this month, so let's just say.
Oh wow! So you've done like 15 shoots a month.
But I feel like it ranged more of
That's
like.
pretty crazy.
Like my first month, I remember I was working almost every day. Like I was.
Girls
getting
can just
booked,
do
like,
so much more volume than dudes. Like,
but when I first started,
that,
like my pussy's tight now, but when I first started, it was like way harder for me to like. I would get way more sore. Like I feel like now she's kind of gotten used to it a little bit, so I just can't imagine how tight it was when I first started. Because
crazy.
No, like I remember I did a video with Jax. I don't even know how I took that. He is like a huge. I don't like because it was right when I first started. Now I feel like
how big is his dick? Like 9 inches, 10 inches?
I don't know. I feel, but I can remember this was a lot of months. I feel like it's like.
I'm gonna say like 10 inches.
Yeah, but it's like just as thick as it's just super thick.
Right.
Like, anyways, yes, but like now I think I could take it. But when I first started, I don't know how I did that because I just remember struggling a little bit. Like, I mean, every video I thugged it out. I have a high pain tolerance, but I just remember it being a lot more difficult than it is now. But like, yeah, now I could. I've honestly more been booking myself more recently. But so I feel like I wasn't doing as many collabs in my first couple. I think in the last 2 months, I've like really like just
ramped
gotten.
it up?
I'm working almost every single day. If I'm not dancing, like I'm doing, you know, either shooting pro or content. But I feel like so March I didn't work. This month I have one tomorrow, and I did one the other day. So like those 2 months have been my 2 only slow months, and every other month besides that it was like.
Go.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like that's also because of the way that I advertise myself, and, you know, I you know, made sure I was very strategic with everything that I did, and like, you know, and just how I presented myself, or like I feel like because I like have a unique look, it's really hard to advertise me. I don't think a lot of people really know how to like do that. Like people who have
I would say the other way around. Like you have a very good, like for example, everyone I know who is into Asians, they are aggressively into Asians.
Yeah.
You know, not like not to be rude or anything, but like if I was to take a photo with like you just looking pretty, you just being a tiny glam Asian would I think that would pick up a lot of interest from the market. So
100%.
Yeah, I think like for your new Instagram, when you start one back up and you start doing more reels, like doing more just like being pretty fashion, less showing off your like assets, because you just yourself, the actual image of you. It's like me with my hair. If I did a lot more slow-mo hair out stuff, not even showing my body, I might actually get some really good views just on my hair.
No, you definitely should do that. You have great hair.
Thank you. Yeah. But that's like, I think advertising you would be pretty easy because like everyone loves, like not everyone, but everyone who's into Asians like, tiny Asian taking lots of dick, fucking great.
I like being a blonde Asian, and I think that like, because I have a cool mix. I feel like I look Asian, but I definitely look like mixed.
Because you're Cuban, Chinese,
and Hungarian.
What a fucking sexy mix.
It's a fruit salad. I'm a mutt slut.
Love that.
But
sexy as fuck.
Thank you.
Yeah. All I know is the prettiest people are mixers usually. Like if you're like I'm Greek Australian. I feel like all my cousins who are like Greek look very different to me.
Right.
They've got some of them have the real Greek genes where it's like hairy shoulders and the massive nose and the Greek curly hair. no one else got the tan, like in my family. All of them are white guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think mixing up the genes sometimes
and
is
just
like
extra flavors.
Is the soup, it's the
The
right
soup.
mix for the soup. Yeah.
I love that.
What does dating look like outside of work while you're working? How's that go?
I am in an industry relationship, and it's not easy. It's
As in they are in industry as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like it's definitely takes a lot of communication and, setting boundaries and, understanding that work is work and, understanding that you also have a personal life. Like, I feel like, Luna Luxe is a persona in a way. It's like I'm still, a real person. I still have, real life friends, a real life, and I feel like really healthy to keep them kind of like separate, because I feel like when you incorporate them all together, it creates a lot of high highs and low lows. Like, when you're not like this month not shooting, it really hit me like hard because last month I was like popping, so it's like it really it's just like a lot up and down. So if you don't have things that you're watering in your own personal life, you get really lost.
I agree. That is such a good way to put it, and you're not the first person to mention how like isolating the job can be, but also how fulfilling the job can be, and it is so to do with. Unfortunately, a lot of it for you would be in the hands of who wants to book you. Like you were saying in Miami, how you've done a lot of scenes for people, so they're like,
they already have like
new
a
faces.
bunch,
Or alternatively, you just don't get booked. Then it's like you have
your confidence, like you're like, am I not good enough?
Yeah, why didn't I get booked?
Right,
What's wrong?
Right.
And sometimes it's nothing to do with you as a performer. It's just like we're not looking for your look this month.
100%.
You know what I mean? We've got all these scenes that are for other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Or just like, like some month I feel like, like I remember there was a month that they were doing more MILF stuff, and like, like there's just certain, times that they film different things. And yes, I feel like it's really important to, save and like, just have like a little backup blanket. That's why OnlyFans is such a like godsend gift, because like that's my blanket. It's just good to have multiple also outlets of income.
That's what I've found talking to a lot of the creators here, especially the ones, not so much the big pros, like who are doing it all the time and probably have teams helping them, but like the smaller coming up creators are like, I fucked up 6 months ago. I like started doing pro scenes and was getting the money from that. And because I was doing like a few of those a week, I just couldn't be bothered to do the social media. I couldn't be bothered to do the OnlyFans collabs. And it makes sense. But then they were like, I fucked up because 3 months later, I wasn't booked for an entire month because XYZ happened, or just like we were just speaking about, not the flavor of the month. And they were like, and now I'm fucked because like I literally don't have an income coming in. I haven't watered my OnlyFans enough to get a alternative income while that's not happening. Like ideally, you would want to be working hard on your pro while simultaneously working hard on your OnlyFans.
100%.
And that doesn't even mean like doing heaps of new content all the time. Because if you have like 2 weeks of downtime with no pro shoots, you could do 4 or 5 good movies, and that's like one release a week for the month.
100%. Literally.
So so like you could just organize half a day to like do all
or
your
just like
scheduling.
book a place, like get a hotel, and then try to get as many videos as you can in like that one day, and like you can literally work.
You can even work, if you like to do it slow, you can even work 4 days a month on your OnlyFans and do 4 different collabs, and that's literally the videos you need to release.
But I feel like it's better, honestly, just even if I don't need any content, I still like just filming content as much as I can, because you never know, like
preparation is
we
key.
met at the party, so it's like you just never know who you're gonna meet and who you can work with, and like you only miss opportunities you don't take, and like I feel like
we weren't actually booked in for today, were we?
Right. So it just was very last minute, but I'm happy that it happened. So.
Yeah, same. Very happy. So we actually met at the AVN house party, which was in downtown LA earlier it was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
No,
or day before.
No, you're right. It was the day before yesterday.
Time just flies when you're traveling. I'm just like...
No, same. I'm like, my trip's already done.
Together.
Yeah. I feel like when I'm working a lot, like, or just like, I'm paying attention more to the dates. But like, I mean, like, I'm just more doing like collabs and stuff. So like, I'm like, no. What day is it?
Yeah, right? I'm so like that. I'm like, what day is it? I don't even know. Don't even care. I was like, I know the date. I know when I have each person on what date.
Right. Exactly.
But the actual day itself, I'm like, it doesn't matter.
100%.
Saturday every day for me while I'm here.
I know it's the 27th, but I'm like,
yeah, right? Yeah, I really enjoyed that party. It was good. And it was cool seeing a bunch of creators there that I would never meet
Right.
usually.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
100%. I definitely got to meet people that I've wanted to meet for a really long time, and it was just like really good. Because like you were saying, you know, just I feel like, you know, when you meet someone in person, you could see their vibe, like how they are, like who they are, and it just makes it more comfortable to go out of your way to do something that you're not necessarily getting paid for same day.
Yes.
Like, you know, like, is that what I want to spend my day doing? And if you know they're a good person and they're fun to be around, then it's like, fuck yeah, that's what I want to do today, you know?
Totally. I think your online persona in this job is just a unless you're really good at
Right.
putting a well-rounded persona, like when you're, you know, happy, when you're genuine, when you're smiling, when you're doing
Understand.
your thirst content, like a lot of people, like I was guilty for a long time, especially before the podcast, because like the podcast for me allows people to listen to my actual thoughts over a period of hours sometimes. Whereas before it'd be a lot of like thirst content, me not
Right.
talking at all, me just looking sexy, you know?
That's like more of like what I do, but I need to do more like talking. I don't know, I get shy. Like I've done videos where like, okay, the first time I ever did, I did it twice where I hosted for like a strip club, and I think wanted me to post a video saying like, you know, hey, like I'm gonna be this, that, where, you know, so forth. And yeah, and like I just felt like super awkward filming it, and I was like, oh my god, I hate this. And then, like, I feel like it's different to, like, play a character and act, like, in a porn scene versus being, like, oh, my God, like, I don't know, just showing, like, I'm, like, there's so many people, like, don't, like, I don't know, I just, like, I don't know, but every time I have posted and done videos like that, people are like, oh, my God, I love your voice, or,
Right?
like, stuff
Well,
like that. So I feel like, you know.
That's why going to these gigs, like going to these parties and mixes are so important, I think, because it gives people like you who do a lot of thirst, not a lot of talking,
Yeah.
it gives people the chance to say, hey, that Luna chick's actually fucking cool.
Period.
Like, I thought she was just like some like resting
Right.
resting bitch face
Right.
model who like doesn't even joke around, but
Right.
she's hilarious.
Thank
You know what I
you.
mean? Like, but it's only when they met you in person.
100%.
Because you don't put that side of you as much out on
Yeah.
socials, I thought heaps of people who were like just massive goofballs and great, like I thought they'd be way more not personable in real life just because of the thirst content and like
Right.
the resting bitch face they have in all their photos. I'm like, oh, I don't really
You
know
did
how
that
to.
so good. Like, that was.
I used to be a model in a past life, I'm sure.
Heard.
Yeah.
Definitely. Maybe in this life, shit.
Yeah,
You
right?
definitely could.
Right? But yeah, it's always surprising. So I always make a point when I'm here to go to as many of those that just pop up, because I think like people appreciate like knowing the full person, and they can't get really a good grasp of who you are unless they actually see you either in long form content like this, where it's like unscripted. We didn't talk about what we're going to talk about
No,
today,
yeah,
right?
we're just gonna go with the flow.
Just
I
gonna
think
go
those
with
are
the flow.
the best week. We've been talking the whole day, so I feel
Yeah,
like.
fucking earth. So like, this is the most genuine you, really. If people watch this, then they'll be like, oh, I get a new appreciation for
Right.
who you are as a person. And I
100%.
think that's like that's the missing piece of what a lot of creators out there have on their social media. They've got like the trends, they've got a lot of things that are like going with the trends, fabricated, like copying other people's stuff in a good way, like trend-wise, like copying ideas, but there's not a lot of them genuinely putting themselves out there, you know what I mean?
100%. I feel like, yeah, I think it's all about just being scared about being judged too. Like, I feel like, you know, people don't, like, that's
Yeah,
why
you
I feel
get
like
over that.
I don't.
You get over that pretty quick.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still, like, I don't know, I'm still scared to post some things or, like, make some stuff, or, like, I think I'm very confident, but I don't think I'm there yet to be, I don't know, just posting.
Well, you're still very
whatever.
young. Like, honestly, I didn't know myself enough to be completely myself for, till
Well,
2 years ago.
I think for a 22-year-old, I have my pretty good head over my shoulders. I'm very self-aware. Like, I think I'm more self-aware than a lot of people who are older than me. And, you know, I spend a lot of time with myself, so I feel like I definitely know myself better than I think the average person.
Yep.
But yeah, that definitely took a lot of time, and just spending time alone with yourself, and like, you know, I feel like it's scary, you know, just going deep in your mind and stuff, but like.
Do you ever take like mushrooms or anything like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It soun's like a very mushroom perspective.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm the same. Whenever I have like mushrooms, I have a very introspective, cool experience.
I actually did acid like 10 times, like in my like high school, kind of like. Which is a
Nice.
lot.
All
It's
right.
a lot.
Okay.
Like my second time I did like 2 tabs. It was a lot. I threw up. But
Really?
yeah. But I definitely feel like I remember the first time, like, you know, we only understand things. You know, we only see through our own perspective in a way. You know, and I never questioned anything growing up. Like, this was what this was. You had to
This
do
is
this.
how it all is.
It's just right. Like, that's what life was, because that's all I knew. And then the first time I ever tripped, like, I did acid before I did shrooms. But I remember the first time I did it, I remember thinking like, wait, why? Like that was the first time I ever questioned everything and everything around me, and I was like, why do we do this, or why is this like this? And I was just like, I never questioned it before.
How old were you when you first took acid?
I think I was, well, I moved here in the end of my 11th year, or like close to like, I don't know, I guess like, yeah, I don't, how old are you in the 11th grade?
Like 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like 17.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty young.
I feel like I wouldn't trust myself to take psychedelics when I was younger. I was
so
crazy.
excited. I loved it. Like that, I did it 10 times, so I clearly did.
Yeah,
but I feel like I was always like, I always loved tripping with people their first time, because I feel like I noticed people who trip, it's like everyone always has the same thoughts, just at different times. Like it's like the same, and I always talked about mushrooms or any psychedelics as like or like more specifically shrooms, like a USB key of like the earth, because you know there's good and bad things in the earth, and I feel like when you take shrooms, you either have like a good trip or a bad trip, or like it's just, I feel like, you know, you just really get in touch with just certain things, or just really opens up your mind. But yeah, I remember the first time I did it, it was actually a really crazy experience. I didn't really have the best experience. Oh wait, but I was saying why I like tripping with people their first time is because like you can, if someone's having a bad trip, all you have to do is be like, hey, like talk really like softly and be like, hey, like look at, what is that over there? Like what do you see?
Being
like
the
what
shaman.
Color? No, right?
You like guiding people through their trip, right?
No, I do, because I think something also when people doing drugs don't really like or need to understand is like it's just a drug. It's gonna go away. Like you're not gonna feel like
that to me when I'm ODing on fucking
not
weed. when I have like too many edibles for 3 hours.
Greening out is
for 3 hours. I'm like, I fucking hate myself.
Right. Yeah, edibles. I greened out really bad the last time. I don't know. I'm not really an edible. It's either you don't feel the edible or you're greening out. Like I feel like there's no in between.
I actually bought some edibles for that party. I was when I was talking to you the first time when we ran into each other, I was like, so high.
Really?
Yeah.
No
dude,
way. I didn't notice.
I had like 40 milligrams of weed.
I love that.
Weed candy. It was delicious. Yeah, but anyway, that was a great conversation for me.
Weed candies are like dangerous because like they're so good. You just want to eat more.
They actually taste so good. Like the weed over here is crazy. Like I need to just relax.
Yeah. How's the weed in Australia?
Well, for me, it's good because I'm on medical marijuana.
Okay, fair.
But it's still illegal. So every bag off the street is dog shit.
Damn.
Like compared to the stuff that I get from the pharmacy. But I'm fine. My weed's great.
People call like bad weed oregano, and I think that's so funny.
Right,
like,
that's so true.
That's such a funny term.
That's
because
so
it
true.
is.
It's just like useless. It's just grass. It's just like, burn, basically.
It's a green plant.
Yeah, but legit.
Yeah, no. I was always curious. I need to get a medical card because, it's like illegal in Miami, but like I just haven't got around to it. I feel like I know.
It's so
I know
worth
all the good
I thought
plugs.
it was going to be a hard thing to get, but they changed the law in Queensland. Queensland's now known as the weed state because literally if you've got chronic joint problems, I've got some bad knees from rugby. I just sent them an old MRI, and they were like, "Your knees look terrible. Here's the prescription immediately." I was like. Fuck yeah.
Period.
Yeah, so I mean, like, it's handy, and then I just have to. It is a little bit more expensive, but not expensive enough that I wouldn't. Like, if someone said to you on the street, "This will be the best bag of weed you'll ever buy on the street," but it's $30 more, I'd be like, "Here you go." You know what I mean? Like, that's essentially what the pharmacy is doing. But yeah, but the weed that I get's great.
Okay,
the weed that I used to get off the street, terrible. I really like hydro, so like I like the stuff that's like a little bit more punch.
Okay, period.
Yeah, but a lot of my friends like bush, which is like weaker, more of a chill vibe.
Right.
I like to be like soccer kicked in the face by my
Same.
weed.
Like I just like I need to be high all the time.
Yeah.
I just feel like the world moves so fast, and weed kind of like slows everything down.
You and I definitely have some ADHD traits, so I can see how that would be beneficial.
Yeah, like we've switched from topic.
It just brings my gears down a little bit. You were saying that you were in a industry relationship, right?
Yes.
So has that been since the beginning, or did you try dating civilians while you were doing this job professionally?
So yeah, I did. I never dated, but I did like talk to somebody. We're not like dating officially or anything. He was someone who was like working in the industry, but wasn't a talent, and so I guess in my head, I like didn't really like. I never thought I could talk to someone like a talent wise. Like I always said since I started, I was like I'm very possessive. I'm very jealous. Like I'm very like. Once I dig my claws into something, I dig them really deep. And yeah, so I just never thought I could handle it. And so I was talking to someone who was like just working in the industry. I thought, you know, they'd been in the industry like 12 years, like, you know, they thought they would understand. But, you know, in my head, I remember at the time being like, well, it's just work, and like I don't understand why they care so much. But now being in a industry where they're also the talent, I get it. I don't think, like, I couldn't do it if I wasn't also doing it myself.
If I was out of industry and didn't know sometimes just how much it is just work, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to not think. Like, I can see how people get put off by it who aren't in industry. And even in industry, it's hard. Fucking oath. But like, it's extra hard.
Like, it's hard not to know, but it's hard to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's hard either way.
If you're out of industry, you don't see what happens when the cameras go off. So if you're out of industry, you're thinking, oh, cameras went off and then they kept fucking.
Right.
They kept fucking. Right. He probably, like, fucked her in the ass as well, probably blew her in her face again. Right. Anyway, doing all these acrobatics in your head, and the reality is we turned off the cameras, had a shower. Just talking.
Yeah, like it's just like,
you know, and then like 100%. Literally went and got a coffee and came back here to do the podcast while chatting.
It's just hard also, like, meeting people you know that person has worked with, and like, or, you know, people like, you know, just maybe coming up and saying, you know,
I couldn't think of anything worse. Like, I literally, like, I don't know if I could do it. I'm still...
Yeah, at the AVM party, I was like...
like meeting all these people who you've been, like, trying to... That you might have been, like, a little unsettled with before, and you're just like, damn it.
Like, you know, or just, like, you know, just being professional and stuff, but it's, like, still just hard, you know? Like, it's
fucking hard.
It's not, like, nobody did anything wrong, you know what I mean? It's
that's
just,
right.
It's, you know, and it's, like, that's why, like, you know, I wouldn't ever act, like, out of character or anything, but it's, like, it is still just mentally a hard thing, like, just being real that, you know, it's hard not to sometimes imagine things or just...
Honestly, you know, I think it is...
human, we're human.
Yeah, know? I think there's two types of people. People who are really into seeing their partner with other people.
Yeah.
And people who are not. And if you are not, aka me as well, like, it's just something that you're going to have to constantly work on.
100%.
You know? And and it's fucking hard. It is fucking hard. Because there's like some sort of like inner character in me that is just like... But you put it very well. Once you sink your fingers into something,
like,
you're like, it's mine now, actually.
No, literally. Like, I'm just, it's like cute aggression. I'm like...
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Yeah. But it's also, like, it's, you know, it's kind of the easier, because it's, like, unless you find, like, a cuck or something.
I think that would be an easy thing to find as a woman. Like, there's a lot more cuck men than cuck women.
Hot in the beginning, and then, like, guys will be like, oh my god, you're a porn star, that's so hot. Like, and then, like, once that, like, shininess goes away, it's like, oh, and they get jealous and try to get you out of it. And, like,
even if they're
that's super common. Well, I don't know, I've never talked to a cuck, but it's funny, I have sweatpants to say I love cucks on my butt.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I don't have them with me, but I do. I wear them at the airport.
Fuck yeah.
It's just like, I like wearing, like, OnlyFans versus stuff, because sometimes people will come up with their own, like, I'll put in my OnlyFans. I'm like, I'm a walking ad.
Yeah, I love that. That's smart.
This episode brought to you by My OnlyFans. It's an amateur's paradise. Hundreds of girls and me. Get 50% off your first month at www.onlyfans.com/theapolloshow.aus. See you there.
What gives you the ick?
I feel like, I mean, I like being obedient. Like, I like people telling me what to do in bed, but I don't like people telling me what to do
in real life?
Yeah. So I feel like
that's so common.
Yeah, that could be, like, I'm like, I didn't ask for another parent, you know? Like, I have too many. Or, like, hygiene's super important. You know?
Super important.
Or being, like, considerate. Like, I like empathetic people. I like people who are considerate. And self-awareness. Like, if you're not self-aware, that's going to piss me off. Or, like, you know. But also, I'm, like, super self-aware. But also, like, when I'm out and about, I'm, like, super not. I'm, like, in my head, it's, if I'm with a person, it's, like, no one else in the world exists.
Yeah.
But I just mean, like, you know, being considerate to people, saying please and thank you, mannerisms are super important, morals are super important, you know, so, like, if you don't have those things, those are just icks to me. Like, I'm, like, you know, I don't know.
And you're pretty responsive with those things? Like, you can pick that up pretty quickly on a first date, first meeting?
100%. Just, like, because it's, like, you know, how people talk about themselves, how people talk about other people, and how people, like, just little things, like...
Dude, there was this guy at the party last night with a dog. obviously luring people in to pet the dog. I was one of them.
You were fooled.
Totally. But then it was like a way of him like trying to advertise this documentary he's making.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
But just like talking to him, I was like, man, you're so fake. You're such a fake dude, you know? Like, it's so hard to like give genuine care. Like, I was just like, as soon as I just heard how fake this dude was, I was like,
no, like I'm out of the conversation.
I'm
out. Yeah,
I'm totally thinking about how I'm going to eject myself from this conversation as fast as possible.
Oh my god, wait, I have to go.
Exactly, legit.
Like,
I was like, just like Homer Simpson, like going into the grass. Like,
right, oh my god, wait, that's so funny. I love that.
So good. That's definitely a good set of icks. Hygiene, like people who aren't genuine.
Yeah.
People who treat people like shit.
Yeah. Just icky people make me the ick, you know?
We just like cool people around here.
Yeah, I just want more like you're super down to earth and just, you know, very like carefree and very in the moment. Like people need to touch grass.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Like I hate people who are just like, sometimes I feel like people like, also just in our industry, people get, I feel like, so caught up in social media, like I said, putting that into their whole entire life, but you can make it look like that and still not do that. You know, I feel like it's like when social media is your whole life, you become kind of in this like bubble or like in the societal mind, I feel like, but it's like, you know, there's still real life. Like if that's just a social platform.
Yeah.
Like really, what even is Instagram? Like just an app, you know what I mean?
It's a newspaper.
Like,
it's the modern newspaper.
Like, you know, like, so what I like to do sometimes when I feel like I'm scrolling too much, or just like, I like to like pinch my fingers or like crunch my toes, or if I feel like I'm daydreaming, or like, I'm like to just help be present in the moment. I think people need to be more present and, you know, step into their own life and not just into social media.
I think it's a great way to put it, because that is essentially what we are all forced to do, to advertise what we do. Right. And it's so easy to get lost in that and forget your real life behind. 100%. You know, like let things in your real life go.
Crumbles apart and you're like
Exactly right. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you today.
Of course, thank you, ditto.
Yeah, and can you let everyone know where they can find you on social media?
100%. So my Instagram is _ the Luna Luxe. So LunaLuxe, and then my Twitter is Luna Luxe 422, and my OnlyFans is the Luna Luxe.
Amazing. We're gonna have a fucking sick video out within the next month, probably. So yeah,
I
look out for
reckon
that.
y'all are gonna love it.
I reckon they will. Thank you so much.
Of course.
See you next time, guys.